I got an awesome stack of books that I'm just so excited to just sink my teeth into. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and today, guys, it's time to talk a little August TBR, but before we get into that, please do me a favor, like this video, and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. You can check the description box down below for links to all my social media, including information about my Patreon, the Discord, Amazon wishlist, PANGO books. It's all there for you to explore. And with that out of the way, we should just dive right on into this. It's not my heaviest reading month ever, but it does have some hefty books. If you're kind of trying to peek over the camera and see what's on the desk, you'll see there's some thick, chunky books here to explore. So starting off this list, we have a read-along going on in the Discord, which, again, link in the description box down below, for Lost Souls by Ryan Skeffington. This is a futuristic, kind of dystopian, darker sci-fi that I've taste tested, but I never really fully sunk into it, so I'm very excited to come back to this, do a read-along, start from the beginning, and just tear through this darker sci-fi story. I'm very excited for this one, and it's just got a gorgeous cover. Next up, we've got Primal Hunter by, I believe the author's name is Zogarth. This is one of the longer kind of progression fantasies that's out there. I think there's like 10 or 12 entries. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of something else. Maybe I'm thinking of He Who Fights Monsters. But anyway, this is Primal Hunter. It's been making the rounds. I've been feeling the call to come back to progression fantasy because last month I read a bunch of dark books. Not necessarily grimdark. They're just kind of gritty and heavy and dark, and I still have some of that. But progression for me is a lot of fun. And so I just kind of want to inject some of that into the reading plans so that I can just kind of get a little bit of a pick-me-up and just kind of take a deep breath and just revitalize the whole synapses, if you catch my drift. Speaking of He Who Fights Monster, I got a lovely gift from Brian from BellTube. He gifted me the audiobook for the first He Who Fights Monsters, and I'm finally going to be checking it out. This one is longer, too. I know the audiobook, without any speed up, is like 28 hours. It's a bit on the longer side, but I've had friends in real life who read this series. It's making the rounds online. It's a very popular series, and I just kind of want to know if it's for me. I know it can be either hit or miss, whether or not you vibe with the protagonist or not, so we're going to see where I fall on either side of, do I like them or do I not like them? But yeah, no, I'm excited to sink my teeth into it and see where this takes me. This one I know has like 10 or 12 entries into it, so it's a bit of a longer one. And then one of my patron picks for this month was basically one of my patrons selected. It's called Witchy Eye, and this is not one that was on my radar at all, but I know it's available on Scribd/Everrand, so I've gone ahead and downloaded the audiobook for this one. It's by DJ Butler. It's I know it's a YA book, but it's a bigger, thicker, chunkier YA book. At least Everrand says it's a YA book. But I don't really know a whole lot about this other than it's a patron pick, and I hope that I like it. So that has been selected. Thank you, K2, for the pick. And then we've got the physical stuff that I'm going to be reading in August. And another one of my patrons, Owen, reached out to me recently. He's like, hey, we should kind of do another Ray Bradbury talk. And I was like, well, the last time we did a Ray Bradbury talk, Owen and I really wanted to do this one. This is From the Dust Returned. Basically, Bradbury was friends with, I forget the gentleman's first name, but his last name is Adams, and obviously that he was the creator of the Addams Family. I think his last name was Adams. I could be making that up. Anyway, he was the creator of the Addams Family, and Bradbury created his own Addams Family, and I've read short stories where this family appears. I'm very interested to try this. So, basically, Owen and I are going to read this. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hang out. It's going to be fun. And so, Ray Bradbury's From the Dust Returned. It's been a few months since I did a Bradbury read, so I'm very excited to get to this. And, yeah, this one's just got a really cool cover. Like, get in on that. Isn't that awesome? Also, incredibly short. We love a good short book here, especially recently. We didn't used to, but we do now. And then, speaking of dark entries, it's been a long time coming, but if you've been watching my previous book hauls, you'll know within the last couple of months, I picked up 3 mass market paperback Malazan books. And we've got House of Chains. This is book number 4. This is where I stalled out like 2 years ago after Memories of Ice. And I've been needing to come back to Malazan. And I know that a lot of people say that this one is a bit on the darker side. It can be a bit rough to get through. And yet, here we are. We're going to get it down. We're going to... Basically, when it comes to physical reads, other than Lost Souls, this is what I'm going to be spending the whole month physically reading. It's right here, House of Chains. I really want to get this underneath my belt so that I can get some momentum built back up and dive headfirst back into Malazan. And luckily, Malazan is one of those series where, like, I've read the first 3 books twice, and I know I don't have to fully start over the series if I want to come back to book 4, even after an extended hiatus. But, yeah, this is my physical reading plans for the month. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, but we're just going to kind of see what happens. But, yeah, I mean, I was expecting, honestly, for a mass market paperback, I was expecting the font to be a lot smaller. Don't get me wrong, it's not massive by any means, but it's not, like, microscopic. So, yeah, we've got Malazan on the horizon. And then we've only got 4 more books to talk about. Like I said, it's going to be a lighter but a heavier month because all of these books are, like, that thick. We've got The Martyr by Anthony Ryan. This is book 2 in the Covenant of Steel. I've really enjoyed reading The Pariah last month. I like where it kind of ended off. I liked the whole story arc. This is Anthony Ryan's like most character-focused story. Lots of action, lots of intrigue, and it's just interesting characterizations, some religious stuff going on, and just I don't know. I'm here for it. There's some redemption built in, kind of like a chronicler vibe where we've got the main character who is just like kind of talking in the past tense. He's like, if I'd known what I known, would I have lived my life differently? Stuff like that. Very good. I really like Alwyn's Scribe, and I believe this is him here on the cover. Alwyn's just a ton of fun. And The Martyr, when I bought it, like at first I was like, am I going to like the white cover with the like focus black? And I think the answer is yes. I mean, this is the hardcover, which I ordered from, like, Blackwell's, because the only way you could get this was ordering it from the UK, because the US did not get a hardcover release. Boo, US Orbit. Do better. Although I think Anthony does Ace through the US and Orbit through UK. I could be wrong on that, though. But, yeah, no, this is awesome. I'm very excited to continue the series. And then, of course, you knew that Empire of the Damned was going to have to be read. This is J. Kristoff. This is vampires. This is dark fantasy. I was surprised, shocked, and stunned with how much I liked Empire of the Vampire. And it's just time to come back to the series, dive in, get a good mouthful, just bite into the beef of the story. I don't know what analogy I'm reaching for here. You can tell I'm just really grasping to come up with something, but Empire of the Damned. I love these UK editions. Thank you so much to my patron Ryan, who agreed to send these to me. I will cherish these as a part of my collection forever, and I'm just so incredibly happy to have these in my collection because they're just so much better than the US editions. The US Empire of the Damned had just such thin paper, and this is a thick, robust paper with just gorgeous red sprayed edges. It's signed by the author. I am thrilled. I love the cover illustration with this. Just thank you so much, Ryan. And yeah, no, I'm excited to return to Gabriel and see what kind of shenanigans he's gotten up to in the interim. We got 2 more books to talk about. We have got the next patron pick by my patron Doug, or Pillow, as he is referred to on the Discord. And this is Engines of Empire by R.S. Ford. I've never read an R.S. Ford. The whole reason this is in my collection is because when this released, it got a review from Alan from the Library of Alexandria. It got put onto my radar right then, right there. Some people that I trust have said, hey, I really enjoyed that, and I think you're going to enjoy it too. So I have them in my collection. We're going to see what happens. I'm very excited to give these a try. It's supposed to be like a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of like robots, and almost what I'm picturing is something akin to like Horizon Zero Dawn, if you're familiar with those video games. I could be wrong about that, but that's kind of what my expectation is at the moment. But we've got Engines of Empire. I hope I like this one because, frankly, I've been needing to read it for, I think, going on like 2.5, 3 years now. And then finally, we have got returning to Andrew Rowe after what I think is a 1-month hiatus. Did I read any Andrew Rowe last month? I don't know. I don't think I did. This is Soul Brand. This is Weapon and Wielders number 3. And I know this is a lot of people's least favorite entry into the whole Arcane Ascension universe. I'm prepared for that. But at the same time, I think I'm still going to enjoy at least 50% of the story. I have some hint as to why people dislike this book. But at the same time, it's Karis Cerulean, and that can never be a bad thing, in my opinion. I'm very excited to return to Weapons and Wielders, because then I've only got one Arcane Ascension book. Then I need to read Edge of the Woods when the pre-order comes through for the paperback, and then Weapons and Wielders 5 will be releasing sometime, I believe, this year. And then I'll be caught up on this entire universe, and I can dive back into some Wandering Inn, maybe. So, yeah, that is the TBR. Look at that stack of paper. It brings a tear to the eye, doesn't it? Just gorgeous. Mwah! Beautiful. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are reading for August. Do we have any overlap? Have you read some of these? What should I expect? Do I have the correct expectations? Do you think I'm going to like it? Do you think I'm going to hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's all I've really got for today, guys. So I hope you're doing well. Till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting my passion and my hobby. It means the world to me.